Hello and welcome to Truth Seeker Psychic Readings, reminding you of who you really are. Now today we're going to look at the zodiac and we're going to talk about all of the influences across all of the signs. So you've often wondered in life, why does a person act a certain way? Why does this person always do a certain thing? We have these influences. Now most people only understand their sun sign. However, there are other aspects of your personality and you can delve a bit deeper into that if you look at the entire astrological birth chart at birth. For that, you'll need a date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth to work it out. But today, we're just going to talk about the 12 signs and the main characteristics of those signs. So let's get into it. Now, for those of you that don't want to watch the whole video, I am going to leave the times for each star sign in the description below. So check that out if you want to fast forward to Sagittarius or Capricorn or Pisces or wherever. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and it signifies the point on the wheel of the zodiac where the soul enters the body. So it needs a massive, massive push to get there. That's why the sign Aries is so aggressive and so masculine and dominant. It's a sign of leadership. It is also a sign of which symbolizes the child, okay? Looking at the top and the first part of the human experience. So the personality is very much like a child, very much curious, in wonder and in awe of nature and everything that surrounds them. Aries questions a lot of things because they want to know everything. And so, yeah, Aries can be quite impulsive. They can be quite bold. They can be quite brave. They can be very courageous people. And they're often the people that innovate. They're original. They start things. They're the initiators of the zodiac, and they're the first sign and the first fire sign at that. So very fiery. Now Taurus, second up, is an earth sign. So its nature is quite stubborn, and because it is the second sign of the zodiac, it takes on the personality of a person who's probably approaching adolescence, not quite there. So looking at your primary school age personality, which is starting to associate with the world and understanding what belongs to them, what place they have in the world. So their motto is I have. And therefore Taurians like material things. Often they associate themselves with things that look nice, that feel nice. Other physical things such as sport and sex and food, okay, of a very sensuous nature. So Taurians are beautiful people, but can be very stubborn and hard-headed. If you've met one or you know one, I'm sure you probably do. Now, thirdly, we have Gemini, and Gemini is the adolescent, okay? Gemini's personality takes on the adolescent, the one that's always pushing the boundaries and trying to figure out where their place is in the world. They often don't like structure, like Taurians love structure, but Geminis are very free-flowing and sort of like, if you look at the personality of a teenager, as I mentioned, they're very much testing boundaries and trying to figure out where they're placed, right? What they can and can't do, what their limitations are. That's why they're often called crazy. But the great thing about a Gemini is the intellect, right? They're ruled by the planet Mercury. So they're quite intellectual. Mercury is the planet of communication, thinking, and they're often quick in thought. So they like to read, like to write, usually very well spoken. Geminis communicate well. Speaking of communication, one thing I didn't mention with Taurus was their body area is the neck, and starting at the top of the zodiac, Aries was the head. Okay, so I'll try and roll through those as we go. And meaning, Aries, hard-headed, but also prone to injuries of the head. Taurus, the throat, they communicate, so they have a very strong voice, usually profound voice, and they can be great singers, announcers, that sort of thing. Gemini, their body area is the arms, okay? So arms, need to be aware of the arms if you're a Gemini. Now, Cancer, number 4, their mode is I feel, ruled by the moon, okay? So very sensitive sign, right? However, very defensive at the same time, which is why they take on the crab as their symbol. Now the crab is soft on the inside, hard on the outside, and is that way so that it can survive, so that it can protect itself, much like a Cancerian. They're really involved with, well, their main concerns in life are generally survival and establishing themselves. That's why Cancers love the home so much. You'll find Cancerians, you often are either good cooks or like to cook, and they have like a nice garden or they like plants. Their home is a sacred space and a private space for them. Now, they're very social people as well. However, their sensitive tendencies can mean that they can be extroverted or introverted. Now, very, very highly intuitive people, Cancerians are, and emotional and empathic. Okay, this is because of their ruler, the moon, right? Which also lends a bit of a dreaminess to the Cancerian, who is our first water sign of the zodiac, right? Water babies they are for sure. Next thing we have Leo, and Leo is the 5th sign, and it is the 2nd fire sign. Leo ruled by the planet, the sun. Of course, they're bright, they're happy, they're bubbly, they like to be out there, they're exuberant, okay? They love the spotlight. Leos, you'll often find that celebrities and movie stars have a lot of Leo in their birth chart because they, in fact, like to be seen, like to be heard, all that sort of thing, and they shine brightly. Now, Leos can also make really good entrepreneurs. They are leaders and they're very courageous. They stand for what they believe in. You'll often find Leos fighting for other people, especially the people that they love and care for, family, friends, all that sort of thing. They're our fighters. They're the ones with the strong will and the determination to fight for what is right. Also, because of the sun as their ruler, they're very creative. So Leos can also be artists, singers, dancers, all this sort of thing, or they can just use their mind in a way to create things, right? Now, next up we have Virgo, 2nd earth sign. Virgo's a little bit, I would say, more the most conservative sign of the zodiac. Doesn't mean that they're timid, by no means. In fact, they're perfectionists at heart, so they strive to achieve, and often they push themselves to the extreme to actually make it to the top. So Virgos have this unmistakable, smartness, intellectual talent, but they push themselves hard. So it's not all about their smarts, it's also about how much they're willing to push to win and to be the best, right? So their mode, or their motto I should say, is I serve. So beautiful people, and they often like to be of service to others. So having strong boundaries is essential for a Virgo. Otherwise they end up giving too much, they become drained, exhausted. If you have a Virgo friend, you may have to remind them to say no. Okay, but if they are in their lighter side, if they're in their aware side, then they should learn, they should know what their boundaries are, and this still makes them great people because they love to serve. It is still a love. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, like Gemini, so they share similarities and a similar quality there, right? In the sense that they are thinkers and they're communicators. However, Virgo is more earthy. Okay, it's an earth sign. So, like Taurus, they love material things. They love flashy things. So Virgos are beautiful people, but like I mentioned, just need to find balance between their perfectionism and their overwillingness to serve. So then we have Libra, and Libra has the motto I weigh, right? So you'll always find Libras trying to weigh things up. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? So they get caught up in their minds a lot. They're also an air sign, which means they are thinkers, much like Gemini. Okay, they like to think. They're usually intellectual. However, they're ruled by Venus. Now, Venus is the planet of love, beauty, culture, the arts. So Librans have a tendency to love all of these things. Libra is actually quite direct, similar to a Sagittarian, in the way that when they say something, they cut straight to the point. So they can be seen as a little bit arrogant sometimes with their speech, but they're just they're just honest and direct. And so they're, at heart, they're peace lovers, and they love peace. For Librans, there's nothing like balance. The balance is their watchword, and they need to find it in every aspect of life, you know, in their partners, in their work, in their whole lifestyle, right? Libras need balance. Now, that brings us to Scorpio. Scorpios usually have a bit of a bad rap, right? They're sort of like the badasses of the zodiac, but Scorpios are in fact very, very, very powerful, okay? Now, Scorpios, the reason is because their body area is the reproductive system, right? And of course, the reproductive system is associated with the sacral chakra. And there are, around this area, there is a lot of themes that come about, such as survival, such as sex, such as procreation, such as money, you know, power, all this sort of thing sits in that area. And so often the themes Scorpios adopt are around power, money, and sex. Doesn't make them bad people, it just means that they have strong influence. Now, Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto. This is a very interesting one, right? Pluto is known as the dark transformer, okay? So it transmutes, transforms, and transfigures and changes things, okay? So throughout the life of a Scorpio, often they'll go through massive transformation, okay, through different phases of their lives. This is normal. It can be quite tumultuous. It can be quite stressful for a Scorpio, but these are the themes, right? Change, metamorphosis, growth, yeah? Sort of like the butterfly and the caterpillar. Next we have Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is one of the more confident signs, okay? The third fire sign, and ruled by the planet Jupiter, known as the lucky planet, planet of fortune. Sagittarians are concerned with the big picture things, okay? They don't care for the little things, the small things in life. They're concerned with big things. Sagittarian symbol is the archer, half man, half horse. And so the archer shoots straight to the point, okay? And that's why they speak honestly, directly. They don't mince words, they don't beat around the bush. They can be known as overly confident, but they do have very, very positive traits, and they love adventure, they love philosophy, they love learning, they love literature. Sagittarians are eternal students, right? However, they are not looking to control, they're just looking to expand and grow. Okay, so the key for a Sagittarian is to always learn more, expand and grow in every facet of their life. And also they require freedom. That's why they love travel so much. And because they're half man, half horse, of course, Sagittarians love animals, right? And having a respect and appreciation for animals. Now, Capricorn, the goat, okay, its motto is I master, right? Now, the Capricorn is the next earth sign, the third earth sign. So the goat likes to climb the mountain, right? Very, very stable, very strong, the goat likes to climb the mountain to get to the top. And that's why Capricorns are so ambitious, and they're always looking to strive to reach the top and master whatever they do. So they can be quite stubborn in this way in their pursuit for the best, for the top. To get to number one. So you have those traits that are quite pronounced in a Capricorn. So Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn is actually known as the planet of limitations, structures, and fate. Okay, so Capricorns often are a little bit cautious, okay, in what they do. They measure things before they go and go ahead with them. They like structure, okay, they like order. So Capricorns, you know, they're not going to take huge risks, right? They're often going to just play it safe, but they slowly keep pushing forward because they never give up, and they often get to the top because of that, right? Now, Aquarius is your quirky side, you know, it's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is an erratic planet, yeah? Explosive, erratic, lots of change, lots of shaking up, and it's known, they're known for their quirkiness, they're known to be a little bit eccentric, right? Aquarians are often quite smart, right? They're an air sign, so all air signs are generally intellectual. And with the Aquarian, the water bearer, it's the only sign in the zodiac that takes the symbol of a man, of a human, right? So it's interesting. So they have that human quality, that openness about them, that childlike nature. And as they move through life, the Aquarian personality is more concerned with the greater good, okay? And science and all of these things. They're no longer interested in, things that benefit humanity, right? So that's why they're known as a very humane sign. Aquarians can be accused of thinking too much. Now, I would say this is accurate. However, all they need to do is really try and focus more on their intuition, because they are such mentally orientated people, being an air sign. It is just important for them to feel a little bit more, and that way they're not so caught up in the mind. Lastly, we have Pisces. Okay, now Pisces motto is I believe. Okay, now Pisces is the dreamer of the zodiac. It's the last sign around the wheel, so it signifies when the human life ends and we are leaving the body and going up into the ethers, into the spirit world. And so Pisceans have this natural connection with the spirit world, with the dream world, with the etheric and the unexplained, the paranormal, all that sort of thing. Pisces are very intuitive for that reason, okay? They're the people that you'll find daydream. They're very calm, they're very relaxed, right? Placid, and they have a happy disposition, quite usually. Pisceans' symbol is the fish, known to be adaptable and to swim to the depths and uncover the hidden mysteries of life. So Pisceans are quite a deep sign. Because they're at the end of the zodiac, they can actually take on many different traits of all the other signs. So hence why I say they're very adaptable people. Now, you could label a Piscean as soft. I wouldn't. They're just dreamy and they're just connected to the unconscious. So if they're not here right now, they're somewhere else. And that connection is powerful, right? Pisces is a very psychic, very intuitive sign, right? Now, the other thing I would say about a Piscean is in their shadow side, they can get caught up in material things. That is not their job and their role in this life. So if a Piscean is too materialistic, they need to work towards getting rid of material things, moving more towards spiritual matters and becoming more in tune with themselves and their higher self, right? So mistakenly, if you find a Piscean that is heavily involved in material things, that is likely because they're lost in the dark side of their sign. So that's a quick summary, guys, of the zodiac, and I hope it was informative for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I could honestly speak about this stuff all day, but I am sure you guys have better things to do and you likely don't want to listen to me talk for hours about each sign. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video, have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.